golf.com, and I am here at the end of the Dogwood Invitational at Druid Hills Golf Club in Atlanta. It came down to the 18th hole, which is right over my shoulder here. We had a little weather delay right at the end, but Brandon Manchano, an Auburn Rising Junior, came out on top. He beat Isaiah Jackson by one shot. But we had a lot of good low scores here. Druid Hills is a course where you can really get the par fives if you have some confidence and you're going after pins. And both Manchano and Jackson went after those today. And also, of course, we had the 57 from Alex Ross earlier this week. So this is kind of the first stop on the summer amateur schedule. A lot of the players in the Dogwood field are going to go to the Sunnehana next week and play, and then we'll see them down the road at the Northeast, the Players, the Western, and hopefully at the U.S. Amateur at the end of the summer. So we will, of course, be on the ground at the Sunnehana next week, so make sure you check in on us and follow us as we're making all the stops on the Summer Amateur Tour.
So with Devin Bling, Devin, second major for you here at the U.S. Open. Little different feel than when you played the U.S. Amateur, which got you your exemption this year at Pebble Beach. What was it like to play in front of that huge crowd?
It's just much different. There's so many people out here, and they're cheering and, awing when the ball barely misses the hole and stuff like that. It's just a different atmosphere to be a part of. Very
cool, though. And, you're getting a feeling for what a bigger field tournament is after playing the Masters, which obviously is a limited field. What kind of pairings did you get during the week?
I got pretty decent pairings, both champions on the European Tour, and I played Matthew Fitzpatrick, who's also one of great player. But, yeah, it's a huge field out here. There's just a lot more going on, a lot more of everything going on. That's just one way I can describe it. The Masters it felt a little bit more controlled and smaller, and in a way a little bit more organized, where out here it's just kind of, as you can see out here with the crowds and everything, it's kind of a free-for-all with people just going everywhere. So,
did anybody ask you this week if you were a player? I mean, they don't know you. You're not Phil Mickelson. How many times do you have to show your badge?
Actually, surprisingly, I didn't have to show it that many times. They kind of knew. I guess maybe in a way that, the USAM being here and me being a part of the finals with Victor, it's just they kind of knew that I was a player.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, lastly, compare the two courses: Pebble Beach in the U.S. Amateur, Pebble Beach in the U.S. Open. Course conditions and how it played for you.
Obviously a little tighter out here for the U.S. Open. 8's way tighter, 15 is tighter. Rough is quadruple the length. I mean, there's some lies that I got out there. You couldn't advance the ball more than 60 yards. So that in that way it was a little different, but the greens were actually a little firmer, I thought, during the USAM, and a little quicker. So other than the rough and the fairways being much tighter, I didn't really see it being that much different.
Well, Devin, you're going to be a junior at UCLA. You've already got 2 majors under your belt. Just keep growing the game from there, and congratulations on what you've accomplished.
I will. Thank you.
great to go back-to-back. But it didn't help me a whole lot at the beginning of the week. It's just a little affirmation that I'm comfortable on the course and I can play the course well. But it didn't give me, a shot advantage or something at the beginning of the week. So I just had to go out there and play like I did last year. Got off to a little bit of a slower start, but played really well all week, and so I was happy with how I did.
What is it about this course that you felt like you did really well, especially in the last couple of rounds, that allowed you to score and stay on top of the leaderboard? How closely were you watching the leaderboard today just to see, obviously you were playing with Spencer,
Right.
but to kind of watch who was behind you, especially toward the end of the day?
Yeah, so I didn't get off to the best of starts, but I figured it would more than likely be Spencer and I for the entire day, but you never know how groups in front of you are going to play, and there's a lot of great players at this event. So I was looking at them, and Spencer and I had a few shot lead, so it was basically just match play at that point between Spencer and I. I was very close all day until Spencer got unlucky a couple times on 16 and 17, unfortunately, but it was a fun day. The nerves were going, and you don't get to feel them very often, so it was a lot of fun.
Anything else, Kevin?
What did you think about that shot in 17?
I was pretty upset with myself. That was very close to the bunker, and I had no need to hit it that far right up on that slope. I thought it might have gone in the bunker when it was in the air. So I was pretty upset with myself. I got pretty lucky though. I went down to a couple feet and I tapped in, but I wasn't too pleased about it. But I got away with it, and I guess you have to get lucky sometimes to win. I think I had the lead, or was tied for the lead every round last year, so it was definitely a little bit of a different approach. I was kind of chasing people down all week. So yeah, in that sense it was different, but it's the same feeling at the end, which feels pretty good.